Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Maria. I'm still quite new to booktube, so I've only got a few videos, but I will link the rest of them in the description box below if you do like this video and you want to check those out. So as you can probably see from the title of today's video, I'm going to do a collective book haul. So just to preface this, I have been collecting these probably for the last 6 to 8 weeks. It's still quite a lot of books to buy within a 6 to 8 week period, but this is literally all I kind of spent my money on, so I don't feel too guilty about it. But yeah, I'm just going to do a bit of a book haul for you today. Some special editions are in here, some newer releases, and just to give you an idea of how many packages we have to go through. This is what we're dealing with. Yeah, let's just get into the unboxing. So first up, I think I'll start with the Furry Li boxes because I've got quite a few from there. Firstly, the subscription box, and then I've got a couple of other kind of subscription special editions that I decided to order from them as well. Open the subscription box first. So this is the April box, and just for clarity, the subscription that I have is for the book only, so for the adult and the YA. I don't get all of the, I do love all of the little trinkets that you get, and I see them in videos with Furry Li, but for me, I just know that I probably wouldn't make use of a good 80% of them, so it just made sense to do the book only subscription. I have kind of opened the tape on these ones just to make it a bit easier for me to unbox them. But the first book in this one is, okay, so this one's the young adult book, and it's called Darker by 4 by June C.L. Tan. Let's just have a look at the book. So as you can see, this is a really pretty cover. Got some beautiful stenciled edges there. And then at the back, and I haven't actually looked at this, so let me just see, is there a reversible dust jacket on this one? Oh, there is, so I'll keep that for last. Let's just have a quick look at the end pages. I have no idea what this book is about, by the way. I will read a synopsis in a second. And then see, oh, they're slightly different at the end as well. Then we have our naked hardcover, which again is really pretty. It's a little bit hard to see, but you can see some of the foiling there. Then some foiling on the back. So it's really, really pretty. And as I say, there is a reversible dust jacket, which has just a bit more character art on there as well. So it's really pretty. It's kind of going with a lot of the Furry Li tends to really like purple, so I'm not sure what the original book cover looks like. But yeah, I haven't heard much about this book. I haven't seen it on booktube or BookTok or anything like that. But what it says is, her magic was stolen, she'll do anything to get it back. Rory is an exorcist in training with one goal in mind, honing her magic to avenge her mother's death. Euron is the black sheep of an illustrious family. The world would be at his feet had he been born with magic. But when an accident causes Rui's power to transfer to Euron, everything turns upside down. Without her magic, Rui has no tool for vengeance. With it, Euron finally feels like he belongs. As dangerous monsters overrun the city, Rui will do whatever it takes to regain her power, even if that means making a deal with a shadowy stranger to track down a god who does not wish to be found. So that sounds pretty good. As I say, this is young adult. I'm quite excited to read this one actually. It sounds pretty good. It's a little bit different than some of the books that I've read recently, and just with the cover, it kind of looks like it'll be something that would be up my alley. So yeah, excited to get to this one. Next up, we have the adult book, and I can't remember, I did look up spoilers for the April box, but I can't remember which one this one is going to be. Oh, so the theme for April for the adult book is occult. Ah, okay, so this one's Evocation by S.T. Gibson. So I've read from S.T. Gibson before. I've only read An Education in Malice, and I'll be honest, it was okay. I didn't think it was as good as I had hoped it would be, but to be fair, most people kind of rate her A Dowry in Blood, and that is something that's on my TBR as well. So I definitely want to read that one because I think, just from looking at reviews, most people prefer that one over An Education in Malice, and there is some interconnections there. So I think if I had read A Dowry in Blood, I may have enjoyed An Education in Malice a little bit more, so maybe that was on me. But yeah, I'm still really excited to read this one because I thought her atmosphere building and world building was still pretty good. But yeah, it just fell a little bit flat for me when I read it. But just in terms of this one, I'll just give you a quick overview of what the book looks like. Got quite a cool cover there. It's quite dark as well. And again, even though I do tend to prefer purple in their colours, but this one seems to be, I guess it fits in with the occult theme. And let's just see, does this one have a reversible dust jacket? Oh, it does as well. They don't always, so I'll just give you a quick look at that one. Oh, this is pretty cool actually. And the naked hardcover is actually really pretty as well. I have no idea what this one is about, but the naked hardback is kind of making me want to read it ASAP, just with some of the vibes that it's giving off. So yeah, so with this one, it just says, when a family curse threatens the life of David, a medium, he will turn to the only person he's ever trusted, his sorcerer ex-boyfriend, Reese, which means he'll have to open his heart to Moira, Reese's astrologer wife. Meet David, Reese and Moira for the first time as they navigate magic-riddled Boston through hierarchical secret societies, familial bonds from beyond the grave, and much more in this gorgeous, richly imagined novel. Okay, so it sounds like it's going to be something a little bit gothic, kind of in line with some of her other works as well. So yeah, it sounds definitely like it's one that's up my alley. It might be one that's a bit more suited to the fall seasons, but you know, I'm happy to kind of read it at any time. That kind of genre is something that I pretty much read all year round. I forgot to show you the papers. These are quite pretty as well. But yeah, really, really pretty editions. I'm really excited about reading both of those because sometimes with the subscriptions, I would say that 90% of the time the books are something that I'm interested in, but sometimes you do get some duds. So I'm happy that both of the options this month were ones that I'm actually interested in. Okay, so next up we just have a singular special edition. So I'm not sure which one this one is because it came quite, oh, okay, this one came in quite a while ago. So I wasn't too sure which one it was, but this one, let me just get it out of the packaging, is one that probably a lot of people have been anticipating coming in. So it's Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I'll just show you the sprayed edges on there as well. So the cover's pretty much the same. They didn't change anything about the cover. I believe, well, the UK cover anyway pretty much looks the same as this one, but I do believe there is a reversible dust jacket, so I'll show you that in a second. But here is the naked hardcover. So you can see you've got the dragons on there. I won't say who they are, just in case anyone hasn't read this one yet. The end papers as well were pretty standard, I think, in the UK edition, which I did get a UK edition from Waterstones as well. They were pretty much standard in there, so not too much change on there. But the reversible dust jacket is actually pretty cool, so I'll just give you a quick look at that as well. So I think I might flip it because it will actually match my copy of Fourth Wing a little bit better. I got a cover from, I think it's Furry Li. I'll link it down below. I got like a custom cover for Fourth Wing because it just kind of matched the vibe of some of my books a little bit better, and it does have this is the American version, so the US version. But yeah, the reversible dust jacket on the Furry Li one matches this one a little bit better, so yeah, I think I'm going to reverse that one. And just in case you don't know what Fourth Wing is about, Iron Flame is a sequel, so I won't be able to tell you too much of the synopsis of this one. But for Fourth Wing, it starts off with our main character, who is Violet Sorrengail. So she grew up her whole life believing what she would become would be a scribe in basically what is a military school within this kingdom. Basically because she does have a physical disability, so becoming a dragon rider was never something that she believed that she would be able to be. Her mother is kind of the head of this military academy as well. But even with that, her father was a scribe, so she always thought that she would grow up to be a scribe just like him, and especially with her disability. But at the start of the book, it turns out her mother forces her to go into the Dragon Riders quadrant. So she has to go through all different tasks to get in there, and the story kind of goes from there. She meets her nemesis at the start, who is called Satan. I won't say too much in case it gives spoilers, but yeah, the first book was really good. I have read Iron Flame. I did kind of speed through it, and I think I enjoyed it a little bit more because I did read it on audio. You can see it's quite chunky, and I do think it could have done with maybe a few more edits. I think it was probably just the pressure of coming out with a book quite soon after the success of Fourth Wing, but definitely wasn't a bad book. It just wasn't kind of the 4 to 5 star rating that I think most people were expecting after reading Fourth Wing. But yeah, I'm still interested to see how the story goes. The ending of this one was pretty good, so yeah, still interested to read the rest of the series. Okay, so last box from Furry Li, and I'm pretty sure I know what this one is because it is a double box, so I'm pretty sure I know which one it is, but just in case I'll not say. But let's get this one opened as well. Okay, it is what I thought it was going to be. Oh, these are so pretty. I'm so excited for these ones. Yeah, so these are a couple of, as I say, special editions that are outside of kind of the monthly subscriptions, and as soon as I seen them putting these up, I ordered them. Now you may ask, had I read the books before ordering them? Nope, I hadn't read them yet, but I had faith that I was going to love them, and I'm really glad I did pre-order these because one of the books I did read earlier in this year and I absolutely adored it. So that would be The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and as I say, as soon as I seen Furry Li doing a special edition of this and the next book that I'll show, I knew I had to order it. So here is the front cover, which I believe may be the US cover, because in the UK I think ours is slightly different. Sprayed edges, and the back. Oh, and the naked hardback is so pretty as well. So let me just see if I can hold that so that you can see the foiling. Oh, and the sides are so pretty. The spines are going to look real. It's kind of like, how do you display it? Do you display the beautiful edges, the naked hardback, the spines? Because the spines look very classic and pretty. And yeah, they're so pretty. So there's no reversible dust jackets on that or anything. It is just that standard dust jacket, but I quite like the art on that anyway. And no end papers on these ones either, which I'm a little bit surprised about. And they're signed, oh, and it has a little B. So signed by Erin Morgenstern. And if you know, you know, it has a little B on there as well. Very cute. And with that, you can probably guess what the next one is. So the next one is The Night Circus. And again, I think this is just the standard. It may be the UK cover actually, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe we do have this cover in our paperbacks. And those sprayed edges are so pretty. And from what I know about the story, I think they represent it really well. That's the spine. And the back as well. Again, no end papers on this and no reversible dust jackets. But the naked hardback is so pretty as well. As you can see the foiling there, and again the spine matches the Starless Sea as well. These are so pretty. I'm so happy that I decided to order them even though I hadn't read the books, but after reading the Starless Sea I really think I'm going to enjoy The Night Circus because it's actually probably more up my street in terms of the type of things that I like to read, and pretty much everyone that I've asked has said that they preferred that over the Starless Sea, so I give the Starless Sea 5 stars, so I'm hoping that it's going to be the same. But yeah, couldn't be happier with these. So I did forget to give you a synopsis of these two because I just got too excited because they were really pretty. But basically the Starless Sea is following our main character Zachary, who gets a book out of the library, and as he's reading through it, one of the stories seems to be about him when he was 10 years old. So he's really intrigued to find out where this book came from. Turns out it was donated by this certain society within New York, and he kind of goes on a quest to try and figure out where this book came from and why it has a story about his life. And I think this is kind of one where you want to go in with as little knowledge as possible and just kind of go along with the ride. For me, it was very much a vibes over plot. There is still quite a lot of plot in here. There's quite a lot going on. But a lot of this one, your love for it will be with the vibes of the book. It's a story about storytelling. For me, it just really spoke to my love of storytelling, especially, you know, like older storytelling. When you're reading it, it does have, it's not dual perspective, but it follows Zachary in certain chapters, and then it goes back to give us stories from the book that he had read. And at first you're kind of thinking, how do these stories connect with what's going on with Zachary? But as you start to read along and as the stories become more linked, you then realise how the full picture looks. But at the end of this, you will still have questions. I certainly did. It may just be me, but at the end of this, I certainly had questions about some of the plot lines that were maybe left a little bit open to interpretation. But I think that is the point of the story. You're allowed to interpret it in a different way. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. Vibes probably over plot, a story about stories, and yeah, I feel like this would be a good one in fall as well, just because of the vibes of it, but perfect for, you know, rainy day reading. This one I can't really give a review on or, you know, tell you if it's any good. I can only go by other reviews that I've seen, and people that I know have said it's really good and they actually rate it over the Starless Sea. So The Night Circus, it's a circus comes into town and apparently two magicians, I don't know if they're fighting for the same spot within the circus or if they're reluctantly allied together. But basically there's two magicians in this. I'm guessing they maybe fall in love, and again this is one I'm going to go into kind of a little bit blind. I don't want to read too much about reviews and about the plot and things like that because I'm hoping I will get the same vibes that I got from the Starless Sea, but excited to get to this one. And staying on the strain of subscription boxes, I do also have a subscription for Aluma Crate. So let's see what this month's book was. Again, I did look up spoilers for this one and I can't remember what the book was supposed to be. So let's just have a quick look. Okay, yes, I remember what it was supposed to be now. This month's book is To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, and that cover is just stunning. So I think this is pretty close to the original cover, but just some of the colouring has changed along there. So to show you the spine. And the back has a quote on there as well. I think, as I say, this is pretty similar to the original cover, just a bit of colour change. So let's just have a look at the naked hardback as well. So again, it's really pretty. And here are the sprayed edges. I'll bring it a little closer so that you can see the detail. They're really pretty, and just kind of follows all the way around the same pattern. So this one I haven't heard too much about. Let me just read the synopsis for you. I'm probably going to butcher this name. For as long as Yang Ruing has been alive, the empire of Erlang has been occupied by Romans, who mercilessly defeated the magic of her people. Now the invaders advance science, technology and military, making them gods. But Ruing is special. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but Ruing, R-U-Y-I-N-G. Apologies if I'm saying it wrong. But Ruing is special, having been blessed by death and born with the ability to put life out of mortal bodies. When Antony, the second prince of Rome, uncovers Ruing's power, he offers her an impossible deal. If she becomes his private assassin and eliminates his political rivals, her family will be protected. Can Ruing trust this prince whose promises of a better world make her heart ache and whose smiles make her pulse beat faster? Are the evils of their agreement really in the service of a much greater good, or will she betray her entire nation to guard those she loves the most? So that sounds pretty good. Actually, it sounds like there's going to be a bit of a enemies to lovers, rivals to lovers, potentially. So yeah, it sounds pretty good, sounds interesting. Definitely one that I want to keep on my radar with my TBR. I do need to be better with reading some of the special editions that I buy. So yeah, definitely be keeping this one on my radar for the next few reads. Okay, and the next few are a mix of Waterstones pre-orders and just an Amazon order. So I'll do the Waterstones ones first, just because I have 2 of those. Let's see. Oh, that was so unsatisfying. They're always so hard to open, the Waterstones ones. So the first one, oh, I'm really excited about this one. The first one, which I did pre-order as soon as I heard that it was coming out. Oh, there's a little bit of damage, but it's okay. I'll be able to straighten that out. But this first one is by Leigh Bardugo and it's called The Familiar. So as soon as I seen she was coming out with another book, I definitely just wanted to pre-order it. So there's the sprayed edges there as well, and the back as well. And then I really love the end papers in this one. They're absolutely stunning. I seen it when I was in Waterstones in London. It does have some foiling there as well. And I don't think these are signed. I'm pretty sure they're not signed. No, so the Waterstones editions aren't signed, but they do have a little design on the naked hardcover, so you do get a little bit extra there than you probably would with the standard edition. So this one, it sounds like it's quite different to what we've seen from Leigh Bardugo before, and to be fair, most of her series, well, the ones that I've read anyway, are quite different. So obviously you have Shadow and Bone and then Six of Crows, but even though they're in the same world, they're very different stories and they've got very different vibes, I would say. So Shadow and Bone is definitely more YA fantasy. Six of Crows, yes, it's YA fantasy, but because it's a heist story, I don't know, it kind of felt more like a thriller to me, even though there's no kind of thrilling aspect of it. But in terms of the pace, it was much faster than Shadow and Bone. And then when I read Ninth House and Hellbent, they're definitely more dark academia, definitely adult. A lot of the themes in there are definitely for adults, so don't get it mixed up that it's one of her YA series at all. But yeah, as I say, very different vibes. They do have fantasy elements, but it felt a little bit more like magical realism in that series. So yeah, as soon as I seen she was coming out with another book, I was really intrigued because I've loved her writing across all of those series, so I really wanted to see how this one went. In terms of the synopsis, so it says, in a shabby house in the new capital of Madrid, Luisa Cotado uses scraps of magic to get through her days of endless toil. But when her scheming mistress discovers her scullion is hiding a talent for little miracles, she demands Louisa use those gifts to win over the royal court. Determined to seize this chance to better her fortunes, Louisa plunges into a world of power-hungry nobility, desperate kings, holy men and seers, where the lines between magic, science and fraud blur. With the powers of the Inquisition burning, she must use every bit of her wit and resilience to win fame and to hide the truth of her ancestry, even if that means enlisting the help of an embittered immortal familiar whose own secrets could cost her everything. So I really liked the synopsis when I read this, especially because it was something that was set in Spain. Mainly I love Spain, but also because it's a slightly different setting than we tend to see in these fantasy books. So they usually tend to be New York, London or medieval made up worlds. So yeah, I was really intrigued to see what she done with this one. So really excited to read this. I may try and squeeze this in May, depending on how my TBR list goes. But yeah, definitely excited to get to this one. Okay, next one from Waterstones. Let's see if we can do any better with this. No, this box. Again, they're just so hard to open. Oh, I know what this one is just from looking at the edges. So again, this was a pre-order, and Full disclosure, I haven't read anything from this author, and I have already 2 special editions of her books, but to be fair, they were relatively cheap when it comes to special editions, so I would have paid the same for the hardcover anyway. But this is from Holly Jackson, and this is The Reappearance of Rachel Price. And as soon as I seen they were doing these edges, I just knew I had to pick it up. And you actually got an option to pick between black and white in the middle or the red, and I just thought the red kind of suited this type of story better. And yeah, we've got, I'm not sure if that's a digital signature in there, but yeah. Oh, I didn't realize actually, I didn't actually realize on the hardcover we do have a bit of a design on there, which I wasn't aware we were getting, or I forgot that we were getting because it's been a while since I've ordered some of these. So again, Holly Jackson is probably most known for her A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which, as I say, I do have a special edition for. So this is the special edition that they brought out in Waterstones, and I think you can get it anywhere. I don't think this is a Waterstones exclusive. And it does have the sprayed edges, which I think is just like, you know, detective board, which kind of matches the vibe of the series. And I've seen that the second one does have a special edition now as well, which is really cool. So I may pick that one up once I've read this and actually decide that I like it. But yeah, I just thought that was really pretty as well. This one I decided to buy because I really like the premise of the story, and as far as I know, I think it's going to be a standalone. So with thrillers and things like that, I do prefer them to be standalone rather than series. But it says, 18-year-old Belle has lived her whole life in the shadow of her mum's mysterious disappearance. 16 years ago, Rachel Price vanished and young Belle was the only witness. Rachel is gone, presumed dead. The case is dragged up from the past when the Price family agreed to a true crime documentary. Belle can't wait for filming to end, for life to go back to normal, but when Rachel Price reappears, life will never be normal again. Lights, camera, lies. So I just thought it sounded really good. It sounded like it would potentially be quite a quick read. I think this is potentially YA as well. So again, I don't think it'll be too difficult to kind of digest in there, and it does look pretty short and the writing is quite big in there as well. Bit of a genre change up for me. I don't read a lot of thrillers unless I'm kind of really in the mood for them. So yeah, a good one to add to the stack to diversify the genres a little bit there. So the last box is from Amazon, and I know what this one is. I can remember ordering it, and the intention was to read it pretty much as soon as it arrived. I still have not read it, and I think this was around a month ago, so let me just get into this one. That was pretty satisfying. So this one is one that you will probably have seen everywhere. It's kind of having its day on BookTok, BookTube, bookstagram as well. So it's When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Now she does have another series which is called, I believe, To Bleed a Crystal Bloom, and it's on Kindle Unlimited as well. So I've been really interested in that one, but the premise of this one just sounds so good and it seems to be getting rave reviews. So I may start with this one, even though it's an unfinished series. But yeah, first things first, the cover on this one is absolutely stunning. I was really intrigued by it. As soon as I kind of seen it, I just thought that looks like a book that I'm going to like, which I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but most of us bookish people do. But yeah, I just wanted to get the indie version before it went out of print. I believe this is being traditionally published, and I did actually pre-order the special edition, which is coming out with Waterstones in the UK, so I'm hoping I really like this. I can always cancel the pre-order if I don't, but I'm hoping I really like this. So again, I read the premise of this and heard a few people talking about it, and it just sounded like it would be something that I would be interested in. So the synopsis is quite long. I believe the world building in this is actually pretty intense as well, especially for romantasy. You know, we tend to see it kind of mid-level. I won't go into the full synopsis because, as I say, it is quite long, but I think it's to do with there's dragons in this. I don't think they're kind of forefront, but I think a lot of the lore is to do with dragons. I believe it follows our main character, who is a bounty hunter. She's employed by the Crown to capture a member of the AF, which I'm guessing is perhaps a rebel group of some kind. But yeah, so I don't know too much about the synopsis of this one. I've just heard it's a really good romantasy, but it has a perfect balance between the romance as well as kind of the world building and the fantasy element, which is kind of just absolutely perfect for the type of book that I like. I love romantasy and I don't mind it being, you know, a fun time. Like some of my recent reads have been that, where it's mainly the romance and there's a little bit of politics and fantasy in there, but if you tell me that it's kind of equal measure of the fantasy build as well as the romance, I'm always down for it. So definitely excited to read this one really soon. So that's it. So this is the pile we're left with. As you can see, special editions are definitely one of my weaknesses. I love to get a special edition. I usually do try and read them before I invest, but I know a couple are on here that I haven't read before I've purchased them, but I have faith that I'm going to like them. So as long as that's there, that's all we need. And yeah, here's the books that I got in this haul. Let me know if you picked up any of those recently, if you thought they were good, and if there's any you would recommend me getting to sooner rather than later. Other than that, if you did like this video, remember to give it a like, and if you would like to stick around and see more videos from me, please do subscribe. I would love it if you would join my little community that I'm starting to build here. And yeah, any suggestions for future videos you'd like to see from me, just put them down in the comments. As I say, I will put some of my other videos down in the comments below, but other than that, until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!